we'd have more people with stiffer spines standing up to people like Barack Hussein Obama, and we wouldn't be in the mess that we're currently in. It's not difficult to do. It's not hard to do. Just recite your favorite I mean, it's kind of like, a Christian has their favorite passage of the Bible, most of them. It doesn't really matter what passage it is. It's all good. Doesn't matter. Constitution doesn't matter what sentence or paragraph it is. It's all good. But you should read or recite that favorite line or paragraph or passage to yourself on a daily basis. And plain and simple. So that when nut jobs try to come up and try to take your liberty or your freedom, you're just going to say, no, this is what Constitution says. You can't do that. Not going to do that. Not going to allow it. Not at this juncture. And that's what you got to do. I mean, you got to stand up. I got to tell you, I think that's a damn good idea. You just got to recite the Constitution on a daily basis. Just do it. Whatever, if you are under the sound of my voice right now and you are an elected official, I don't care at what level of government. You could be dog catcher, town dog catcher. I don't care. Find your favorite passage of the Constitution. Say it to yourself or read it to yourself on a daily basis and do everything in your power every day in your position to make that passage a reality for everybody within your jurisdiction. Just do that. It's a call to action. And when you start doing that, when you start making the Constitution come to life, because it isn't a living document, it's very static. It takes a lot to change it. But when you start to live the Constitution, you start to breathe the Constitution, you bring it to life so other people fully understand it and then begin to appreciate everything about it within their lives. Plain and simple, you can't allow this to be some dead document, because this is what the left is trying to make. That's dead, man. That thing is so old. It was written over 230 years ago. That's dead. That's no good. It has no bearing on today. It has bearing today, and it will have bearing tomorrow. The words are timeless because the words are derived from God and His Word. They don't change easily, no. But they can be changed, should there be enough desire of the people to change it. But there isn't enough desire of the people to change into the type of system in government that the left thinks is trying to make you think that we want. Hey, let's just let all these illegal immigrants over the border, because they're not going to cause any trouble. You know what? They're going to pay taxes if they become legal. They're going to come out of the shadows and pay taxes. Well, you know what? They're also going to draw benefits, which is going to outweigh the taxes that they pay. But their left doesn't tell you that. No. They don't tell you that. And they're going to push to let them vote, because they're going to give this fast track, speed up all of them getting citizenship. So even if we the people do not fall for this notion that maybe legal immigrants, those who are here legally, should be able to vote, we're not going to go for that. I don't see that happening. But what's going to happen is, if we don't fall for that trick, the other trick up the other sleeve is, well, hey, let's put these people on a fast track. So let's get these 5 million illegal immigrants from illegal status to citizenship in 5 years or less. That's their goal. So they want this done not by 2016, but by the 2020 election cycle. Because by 2020, they figure if they get all these new immigrants to poll as Democrats, they will hardly ever lose an election again. And that's the truth, folks, because the Democrats do not like losing, and they will cheat their way to winning. And even though they tried to cheat All three of the last three elections. They didn't win. Sure, Barack Obama got reelected. A few of them, Democrats and liberals, got reelected to the House and Senate. But the overwhelming majority count for those three elections was overwhelmingly Republican. And a lot of them were conservative Republicans. So you have to ask yourself, is this the general direction of the country? The answer is yes. When there is a pattern of at least, we're talking 6 years now. There's a pattern that's emerging that Americans are right-leaning, not left-leaning. The left doesn't like it. They're scared to death of it. I'm telling you the truth. They don't like it. So they're trying every trick in the book, one, to obfuscate, two, to delay anything that bad might be happening to their people. Hillary Clinton, hello. Three, they're trying to create all these new rules, laws, and regulations to keep you off balance and keep you from realizing what's going on and that's really going to affect your life. Like this stupid thing. From Town Hall brought this to my attention. Apparently letting your child walk around alone is illegal now. Did you know that? They call it free-range parenting. Did you know that free-range parenting is illegal in some places? Don't miss it. I know that when most of us were children, we were told by our parents, at 9 o'clock in the morning, especially in the summer, eat cereal, eat breakfast, get outside. Bye. Don't come back till I call you for lunch. Lunch was over, noon, 1 o'clock. Lunch is over. Get back outside. Don't come back until the sun comes down or I'll call you for dinner. And you didn't usually come back. I know we didn't. We were gone until dinner time, 5 or 6 p.m. during the summer. And then we were back out again after dinner from 7 until sundown during the summer. Oh, yeah. Well, you can't do that now. You can't have, I guess that was free-range parenting back then. And notice we were healthy. Even the fat kids were healthy kids. They weren't as fat as they are today. My best friend when I was in sixth grade, like fifth, sixth, and seventh grade, his name was Danny. And he was a little bit chubby. He wasn't fat, but he was a little bit chubby. But the boy could run, he could play, and we did. And, he was healthier than fat kids today. But it's amazing, but we can't, now you're forcing parents to keep their kids indoors because you can't do free range parenting anymore. Here's a story. A couple in Montgomery County, Maryland, is once again in hot water after they committed the unspeakable crime of letting their two children play in a park without parental supervision. Oh, yeah. So, you live in a safe town. You live in a safe neighborhood. You tell your kids to go to the neighborhood park. Well, now you just broke the law. How do you like them apples? To make matters worse, the children were actually taken into a patrol car for 2.5 hours while their parents searched for them. Gets better. Now, their children had been instructed to come home at 6, and when 6:30 rolled around, the parents began to panic. Now, Child Protective Services did not contact the parents until 8 p.m., and the children were not returned to their parents until 10:30 p.m. The parents then had to sign a safety plan saying that they would not leave their children alone. Do you see what's happening here? The state is coming into safe neighborhoods, safe playgrounds, and saying, no, you parents, you cannot leave your kids alone. Well, how young is too young, and how old is, old enough? Now, despite the plethora of 24-hour news coverage of kidnappings, the world today is substantially safer than it's ever been. Violent crime rates are at their lowest levels in decades. The public perception is the complete opposite. We're thinking that there's crime rampant everywhere, but it's not. It's not, actually. Which is actually kind of amazing considering that we've got more laws than we've ever had. There's more vigilance than ever before, but it's amazing that generally speaking, most places in America are safer today than they were, 10, 20 years ago, as far as crime rates and statistics are concerned. And I know they even fudge those numbers a little bit, but even with the fudge numbers, they do still stand out as being a little bit safer. Now, isn't that something? In spite of, maybe it's just because everybody's too narcissistic today to even be, hey, and he's not even worth my time assaulting him or robbing him. He's not worth my time. I'm too sexy to rob you. Yeah, pretty much. That's about it. Everybody's, is all in the celebrity now. Well, I guess if it keeps them off the streets and keeps them from, robbing your local 7-Eleven, I guess is a good thing. But in the end, is it really good for our nation to be so self-centered, self-absorbed? I don't think so. Because then parents are going to, hey, parents, now you're going to start having these Gen Xers growing up and becoming parents. These are the kids that were told that they are so special, they can't do anything wrong. And now all of a sudden the cop's going to come knocking on your door. Hey, guess what you just done did? You just done broke the law. And that parent is going to say, get the hell off my property. I don't break the law. I am the law. Because I'm special. Well, that's probably what they're going to end up saying. And trust me, this is what a lot of these kids think. They think they're above the law because they think they're so damn special. But you can't leave your kid alone anymore. I mean, now the author of this story is Christine Roussel, Rousselle. She writes, now, when I was 10, I was babysitting my mother's, and helping, and being my mother's helping her, which is apparently illegal under Maryland law now. I also would spend hours on end with my friends by ourselves, biking and exploring the marsh area near my home. Heck, we'd even go sledding alone during the winter. It is absolutely absurd that what used to be known as parenting is now called free-range parenting. Children aren't chickens. Their natural setting should be free-range. Until the last century, children as young as 13 were working dangerous jobs in factories, but now they're too delicate to walk to the park alone. No, not too delicate, too spoiled. And to unspoil your child and make them realize that there are other people on the planet besides them and the world does not revolve around them. Oh, that is hurtful. That hurts the mantra that you're special. We're all special. Well, if everybody's special, then nobody's special. Everybody's average. But nobody thinks about that on the left. It's just the truth of, and reality of it all. But now you can't, you can't let your kid, we would have been in trouble. Well, my parents and all of my friends' parents would have been they would have been in deep poo-poo. Caca. Deep caca. Because we would be outside, for hours playing stupid games like kick the can and frisbee golf and frisbee football and riding our bikes and depending on where we were living at the time, northern Michigan, we'd be riding our bikes in the backwoods. There was a lot of woods off the base in northern Michigan. The trails went on for miles and miles and miles. And in the winter, we'd go sledding for hours upon hours, literally. Can't do that anymore, I guess. Because free-range parenting, according to the left now, especially in Maryland, that's not the way that you parent anymore. I guess they want you to have hands-on parenting, and what they mean by hands-on parenting is that you smother your kids so much that they don't know what it's like to be without you. So they'll always be dependent on you instead of figuring things out on their own. Yeah, it is what it is, but ain't what it ain't, and it's probably not what it should be, folks. But free-range parenting, yeah, that's the natural state of parenting used to be, and it worked.